Hello all, James Gage here with Gage Consulting Group, and what I'm going to show you on this free tutorial is how you can do 5 minutes of investigatory work before you go out to look at any property that will save you tremendous time going forward. I've been seeing an alarming thing going on within the housing market within the last 6 or 7 months, that most of the properties that I go and look at have some form of encumbrance or liens on the property. And I learned the hard way about 7 months ago when I actually put an offer in on a property, and we got down to the last minute, so to speak, and I found out they had all these encumbrances when the title search came back. So I put a lot of time into a deal, and what I should have done is harness the power of the internet and do 5 minutes of investigatory work to look and to find out if there is any encumbrances that I can possibly find out about before I go and look at the property. Even though you may work with a realtor, he or she may not have this information. So it's been my policy, and it's my golden rule now, before I go out to look at a property, whether it be a short sale, lease option, or probate, I do a little mini title search myself. And anybody can do what I'm going to do as long as your registry of deeds is online. And all you would do is go to a Google search engine such as this and type in your particular registry of deeds. In this case, and in this tutorial, I'm going to be using the Worcester County Registry of Deeds. So if I were to type that in the search bar up here, Worcester, it comes right up. I'm going to click on that, and here I am, Worcester County Registry of Deeds. Okay, and I want to direct your attention over to the left sidebar here, and there's a lot of resources that you can find out about, but what we're interested in this particular tutorial is to click on Search Our Documents. Okay, now you'll notice you have a box here with some tabs, and it says Name Search, Document Search, Property Search, Certificate Search, and actually unindexed property search. Now you can use this for a number of different searches, but we're going to concentrate on what you should be doing before you go to look at a property. That way you have the information that if you are going to crunch the numbers and that particular property meets your investment criteria, that you're going to have that information already in the back of your head, that you may have to figure in IRS liens, judgments from a court, maybe the owners of the property got sued and they got a judgment against the property. Mechanics liens, municipal liens, municipal utilities that haven't been paid, so they put a lien on the property. You need all this information at your disposal so you can make an educated offer in something that meets your investment plan. That way you're not at the 11th hour. You put 70, 80 hours into a property going back and forth, because we all know that at the 11th hour something always pops up. So why not do away with a little bit of stress for yourself by just doing this, and then you can make an informed decision on whether you should go look at the property or not. So there's two ways that I do it. You can either go by a name or you can go by a property search. Chances are you're probably only going to have the property address, so you would click on property. Okay, and in this case we put a street number. I'm going to use 41 as an example, and then I'm going to use Beaver and Clement Street. Let me go back to here and type that in, Beaver and Clement Street. In particular, in Worcester County here, a lot of times they'll make you put cross streets in order for it to pop up in the index. Just before I started recording this tutorial, I just typed in Beaver Street and it came back with 0 searches. But when I put Beaver Street and Clement Street, you'll see in a minute what happens. Description, you want to leave that blank. If you didn't know what town or city it was in, you could just search all towns, but in this case I know it's in Worcester, so I'm going to click Worcester. And here the search dates. The first archive that they have online is as of January 1st, 1966, and goes all the way up to today's present date. So I'm going to click search, and lo and behold, we have a lot of activity on this property. So generally what I'm looking for here in this mix here is maybe something in the last 10 years. Okay, I'm looking for any judgments, any municipal liens, anything like that, discharges, because if you have a discharge, usually you're being discharged from something such as a lien and so forth. Since I don't see any of that activity here, I'm going to click on this top one here. The file date is March 13th of 2002, and I'm going to get a kind of an idea of what's been going on with the property as far as how much is owed on it. Okay, so I know here that this property Right now it's mortgaged for $116,700, and this is some of the same things that a title company will do. Granted, they'll do it in more depth, and they'll really go over each line and of each document that's listed with this property. But even they can make mistakes sometimes, and that's why you buy title insurance. But that's another topic for another day. Okay, so we have 41, which is the building address, and we have Beaver and Clement Street. Beaver is the regular street, Clement Street is the cross street, and then we can find out who owns the property, who the mortgage and or the bank company is. Okay, and down here is other reference documents. Okay, now sometimes you will see those encumbrances here too. Now I see an assignment here, so that kind of piques my interest. So what I would do is I would click on the assignment. Okay, and it tells me that consideration was 0, and it shows it goes from Mortgage Amenities Corporation, and then the grantee is Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems. This tells me that more than likely it was a refinance. Okay, so if I want to look at the document itself, I come down here and it says Quick Document Viewer. Click on that, and lo and behold, here's the document. Assignment of real estate. So that indeed is what happened. It's just a refinance. Okay. All right. Now I know the person's name. It appears to be John K. Bryant. Yes. So what I can do now is I can go back to where I originally was. Okay, and I can do a name search. So this kind of cross-references everything for me, because I found that sometimes what happens is that you'll do a property search and one or two things will come up or nothing will come up. But if you type the person's name in, like what we're going to do now, Bryant John. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to put him down as the grantee. We're going to look for all documents, and we're going to go to Worcester again. And what this will do is it just kind of double checks our work. It's like when you were in school and you double check your answer with arithmetic. Same thing here. Okay, I'm going to leave these alone. I'm going to hit search. Okay, I get one back, so I click on that again. Okay, and it shows me basically the same thing. Okay, except this only shows the original deed for $98,000. Okay, because you remember the last document we saw, the deed, it showed there was I think $117,000 and some change. Okay, but don't get sidetracked on crunching these deeds and so forth. All you're looking for is things that have municipal liens on them, judgments, anything like that. You'll see them. They'll be bold and clear. You'll see municipal lien. You'll see judgment. And that's what you want to get into, and that's what you want to write down of how much is owed on that particular lien or judgment or encumbrance, and that way you have that information when you go to look at that property. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, coach@jgage.com, coach@jgage.com. I hope this was helpful to you in your investing, and until next time, be well.